Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. I am Aradia Arcanum, and welcome to Arcanum's Dark Light. It's been about a month since I made a video. I wanted to come on here today and make this video to have on this channel because I created this channel to kind of document my journey, share the things that I learn, and especially for those that are looking to dip their toes into working with demons and are on the beginning part of their journey where that is concerned. And yeah, so I just want to share some things, share my experience. So this video I think is important. It's going to be me highlighting 4 things that I think is something that should be noted when you are coming on this journey. At least for me, I know that when I began, it would have been great to have a video like that to say, okay, maybe let me just make note of these 4 things. So I want to share that and leave that here on this channel. So let's get right into it. The source material. It is very important to note because you will drive yourself crazy if you're someone like me that wants to get to the root, the truth of something, and which system is the most correct. That is a futile journey, because what I have found is, and what many will tell you, is that if you want to work with a spirit, right, when you go to the attributes, look for the attributes, right? You go to one book, and that one book is going to tell you maybe the color is red, and another book is going to tell you the color is blue. So what you'll see is generally the foundation of, for example, the Goetia. Generally, you'll see that foundation there, and someone else, another author, depending what magical system they are in, may have added their personal gnosis and kind of shared what they feel that color may be, right? So what I think it is important to understand that you really have to trust your gut and know which works best for you, what book you are that resonates more with you, what magical system resonates more with you. And it's really a lot easier when you find the magical system. Say if you want to be Luciferian, you are in alignment with that. It's a little easier when you know something like that, because then you could just kind of say, oh, I'm gonna get the book that in the Luciferian system that tells me how this system goes, or how to work with these demons. So it's a little easier that way. But when you are eclectic, or a solitary witch and eclectic, it's a little difficult because you have to figure out what works best for you. So in that case, you have to follow your intuition. So this is what I'm saying. When you first come on this journey, you're doing your research, know that you really have to understand what you resonate with. And I'll get into that with the 4th thing that I want to mention, because that can help you tremendously. But the first thing was, know that a lot of these source texts are, their gnosis may differ a little bit. So that was the first thing that I wanted to mention. So the next thing that I think is something that should be noted is, when you come on this path, and we're talking about, this is the channel that talks about going on a darker path. So this is what we're talking about. So when you come on this path, you want to make sure you understand what demon means to you. Are you going to call it a spirit? Are you going to call it an entity? What do you resonate with? Do you feel like they are an archetype? Do you feel like they are these aliens that can come down at any moment and have a conversation with you? what do you feel they are to you? Because this will determine your research. This will determine, how you work with them. And the reason why I say this is important to understand, and it won't happen, right? It doesn't happen overnight. This is something that, because it took me a while to get to my personal gnosis and understanding of what I believe they are to me. So I think this is important because it alleviates the lack of confidence, right? Because a lot of times when we go into ritual, the thing that stops us is the lack of confidence for many things. Could be, am I doing this right? Am I doing it at the right time? Am I worthy? Is this demon going to want to work with me? So you already have all of these things. So you want to alleviate those things that you can. And one of those things is knowing what you feel, what your belief is, and who it is that you are communicating with. What do they mean to you? What does this stand for you, right? So I think that is something that should be noted when you are coming on this path, to work with demons or come to the darker side of the occult. So, the third thing that I want to mention, and I'm mentioning this because you're going to run into it when you work with the darker occult. You are going to at least hear about it. The Quilpith. When you work with the Quilpith, the shell of the tree of life, when you work with this system, you will hear and see a lot of people, and I'm not saying that that's what they mean to show, but it will look like these people are traversing through the tree of death like overnight. A couple weeks here, then a couple of weeks there. It seems that way. But I want to say, in my experience, and this is kind of dumbing it down, but in the most basic of understandings, the Quilpip is sort of like this system of shadow work. So when you think about shadow work, it is not something that happens overnight. You are going through the Quilpith, right? We have fallen from grace and we are trying to ascend. So that ascension doesn't happen overnight. Healing does not happen overnight. Understanding and learning from your traumatic experiences or things that are buried within the subconscious, getting them to come out and merging them and all of this doesn't happen overnight. So when you work through the Quilpith and go in a realm that maybe you have difficulties with because of some of the things you've been through in your life, then no, it's not going to be an overnight process. Some take years because some things are so deeply embedded that it can't heal overnight. So it is important to note that when you come across, learning about the Quilpith and finding out what that is, and even thinking about, oh, maybe that's something I should work with, because you feel like, when you come, like you learn something new, you find this new path, and a lot of times you feel like you have to jump on board and do all of the things because you see a lot of people talking about it. And that's absolutely not the case. But if you feel like, oh, this is something you genuinely want to do, please know that for everyone it is different. The timing for everyone is different. This is not, in my opinion, an overnight process. This takes time. It is a process. A process means you have to acknowledge it. You have to say, okay, how am I going to work with this? Then you have to understand what it is that is happening. And then you have to understand, okay, how can I heal from this? Is this something I can let go easily? Is this something that can help me build confidence? Have to go through all of that. It's a process. So the Quilpith journey is not something that is overnight. So I just wanted to put that on my list of things to note when you are crossing over to the darker side, if you will. So the last and the fourth thing and the last thing that I want to share with you, I feel is maybe the most important thing of these important, one of the most important things of this list of four things here. That is knowing your birth chart even if it's just the basics. So if you aren't an astrologer and you don't know at least the basics, solicit a friend, solicit the help of an astrologer, and at least find out the core things in your chart, and that would be your sun, your moon, and your rising, your north node. Maybe even find out what Chiron is. Find out if your ruling planet of your chart is debilitated, and I'll explain why. So when you want to work, and across the board, but again here we're talking about the darker occult. When you want to work with a demon, the first thing that I'm finding is best to find out is what in your research you feel that demon and you see the attributes, what all the information you have gathered, is this demon in alignment with your energy, the planets for that demon, the just the attributes of that demon. If, for example, you find out this demon across the board resonates with Venus, and I'm talking about Venus because this is a perfect example that I can share with you from my birth chart. So, say you want to work with a demon and they resonate with the Venus, the Venusian things, the realm where the planet Venus is on the Quilpith even. So, for example, my chart, I am ruled. My ruling planet is Venus, and that is because I'm Taurus rising. So my ruling planet is Venus. Now you would say, "Oh, that's great." You would maybe it's good because that's your ruling planet. So these are things you resonate with. But in my chart, the actual planet is in detriment, which means it is not in a happy place. So it's very that my Venusian energies are kind of uncomfortable in certain situations. So I had to understand that and learn that and work with that and know when a certain situation arises, I have to deal with it a certain way because this is the energies that can be a bit difficult for me. So if I didn't know that and I just decided I'm going to work with this Venusian, this demon because they resonate with the planet Venus, well, it might be some difficult communication. It might be, you might come across, your perception of the messages you get may be kind of off. You may have an unhealthy communication and imbalance in your communication with that demon. So this is why it's so important, and especially for those that are looking to build what I like to call your spirit team. And your spirit team is your patrons, the ones that you are in communication with. These are your ride or dies, right? These are the ones you go to. So in that case, if this is something that you're looking for, because most people want to know, well, not most, but some people want to know who it is that they can work with or even build an altar to or venerate. So this is important to know when you are looking to do something like that. What do you resonate with? And this, again, when you think about the Quilpith, this is why each realm planet represents each of the realms. So if one of your planets is you have a planet that is in a fall or in a detriment, not such a good place, you may have difficulties working with that energy. So when you go in that realm that planet is in, you may have have some difficulty going into that realm of the Quilpith. So when you hear people talk about their experiences, it is, it differs. So some people say, Billy L is, can be a tougher energy to work with. Some people say, not really. They haven't experienced anything like that. And that is, I feel, in my opinion, that these are the energies that you resonate with. We have our biofield, our auras, the energies that are omitted from us because of our makeup. So these are things that can come into friction even with these archetypes and these entities, because they have frequency that they vibrate at, and everything does, right? So this is why I think it's important to at least know those basic components, your sun, moon, and rising. And if you go a little further with understanding, what planets may be in their detriment or fall, what your north node is and south node, where Chiron is at. Just knowing a couple of these things, there's more, but if you could at least know the basics, and if you go a little further, I invite you to do so, because it is a tremendous help in helping you to know all of the above, helping you to know what it is that they mean to you, helping you to know what books, or why you are resonate with some books over others, and why you resonate with some demons over others. So all of the above, just knowing your makeup. And one of the ways that you could find that out is through the basics of your birth chart in astrology. So these are the 4 things that I think should be highlighted when you are beginning your journey on this darker path. Just know, just know that different attributes are throughout these grimoire texts for one demon, right? One book can say this, and the one book can say the other. And just know what you believe they are to you, and know that if you are going to work through the Quilpith, there is no time limit. It is a personal journey, and it's everybody's time is different. And lastly, know what your sun, moon, and rising is, and know that these are the things that can help you go down the path a lot easier to find out what it is that you resonate with. So I wanted to put this here on this channel, sort of as a go-to that I can refer someone to, like, hey, these are things that I think you should really highlight when you're coming down this path. Also, before I go, if that is the case and you are someone that is dipping your toes into working with demons, over on Patreon, we are currently, and not everyone over there is, I'm dark and light, so not everyone over there, a lot of them are over there for the botanicals, but for those that are, we are going on a journey of seeing which demons resonate best. So we are doing that by first going through the zodiac, and by doing that, the way that we do that is like, for example, we are in a Cancer season now at the time that I'm filming this. So the planet for that zodiac is the moon. So we're looking at a lot of the lunar demons. And a lot of them, if you look at the goetic demons, a lot of that is the marquises. So that's one way that we are doing that. But in that process, we're going to be sharing ways to invoke them in ritual, and all of that. So if you are someone that is interested, you're watching this video, and you know this is a journey you want to go down, but you're not sure where to begin, come on over to Patreon and check us out. You can either just be in the tier where you receive the videos, or be in a tier where you can join our Zooms. And also there's another tier where you can have one-on-ones with me to get a little deeper. But that is it. If you are not subscribed and this is your first time here, welcome. I should have said that at the beginning. I usually do. But please do consider subscribing. All things witchy, occulty, esoteric, on the darker side. So until the next video, I love you all, and into the shadows.